lot of money.
council,
Yep.
waiting for reply.
Yes. Great.
Sign.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll get started with this Benton City Council meeting, August 18th, 2025. If you'll stand and face the flags, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kevin, you offer a prayer?
Sure. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the sunshine. We pray that you'll keep everyone safe during this heat. And we pray that you'll be with us during our meeting. Please grant us with wisdom. Help us to make the right decisions to make our city a safe city and a better city. Please forgive us of our sins. Thank you most of all for your Son, who you sent down on the cross to die for our sins. It's in Christ's name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, citizens' concerns, and Joey, I believe you have a concern. Sure. Why? Well, why not? Why not?
Nervous.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. I'm Joseph Watkins, and I'm here with my wife, Darlene Watkins. We're from 143 Lynn Nelson Road, and I wrote this down because I'm nervous, but mainly so I can maximize my time and not waste your time. So, my wife and I recently purchased land 2 years ago so that we could build a smaller home to retire in. When we looked at the property, our future neighbor informed me that the existing sewer went across his property and he would not give me an easement. I did not want any future issues, so I contacted City Hall. Someone came out and looked at the potential building site. We were told that we would be able to make a new line installed on the front of the property as long as we built where we had planned. Because it's the hillside, he said as long as we were on the hill, we'd be okay. We were also told at that time the rate for a new sewer tap would be $500, no matter what we had to be done, and that it looked like they'd have to bore under the road to make the connection. With this information, we went ahead and purchased the property. We closed on the property in February of 23, and we came directly to City Hall, and we purchased the sewer tap. The tap had never been put in, and now our house is being completed, and the plumber asked me to see if we could have the tap installed. So I informed City Hall that we were ready on July 18th. I was contacted on July 22nd by a gentleman from the city that thought I was wanting a water tap, but when he understood that we were needing a sewer tap, he said he would need to call someone else. After waiting another 2 weeks, I never heard anything, so I followed up on August 8th. At that time, I was informed that even though I'd already paid the purchase for the tap, I'd be required to pay an additional $1,000 for that tap, and then another $2,000 to bore under the road and then repave it. So in my opinion, I do not feel like it would be right to charge me or anyone the difference between what I've already paid and the current rate. Also, I was never told about the possibility of needing to pay anything additional above the tap fee, because it was conveyed to me that the amount was all inclusive. In addition, I cannot find any mention of this additional cost being a possibility on the paperwork I was given. So tonight, I'm here just to ask the council to review the situation and ask that you consider granting us an exemption so that we may have our tap installed at the previous price that we've already paid, and under the belief that there were no other additional costs. So thank you for your time. Have any questions for me about this?
Do you guys have any questions? Do you understand where all of this is coming from? Because we raised the tap fees after Joey and Darlene had paid. Yes.
Yeah, we purchased it February 24th.
And I'm not sure when we changed the ordinance. September of 23. September of 23. Okay, so we changed the ordinance after you had already paid your tap fee. So.
I can read what we changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Extraordinary expenses.
If you want to.
Because we had sewer, what we changed, the sewer tap was $500, but we changed it to $1,500 to include clean out and up to 28 feet of sewer pipe. Any other materials will be charged at cost. No sewer connection will be made for customers outside the city limits. And then, Beth, I think we added this part about in the event of circumstances resulting in extraordinary expenses for tapping either a water or sewer line, the city may elect to charge the customer owner the cost of the extraordinary expense, and the expense will be in addition to the tap-on fee set forth above. So what we said, may charge, which gives you an amount, and extraordinary expenses. Yours would be an extraordinary expense, because we have to go under the
The board.
road, we have to bore, it's
Yes.
going to be expensive. And that's why we changed it in the first place, because $500 doesn't cut it. And for what we have to do. You may also have an easement back to where it was. Well,
I looked at that before we bought the property and couldn't find it. It goes across.
well, there's other things. You have written easements, you have prescription easements, and such a thing as an implied easement. So I don't know your situation, because
Right.
I've never talked to you.
Sure, exactly.
But it's say you had a larger piece of property, and there was one owner, he had a water line that went across, and then later he subdivided it. I don't know if that's your situation. or
Well,
not, but if
Our
you-
land is within a larger land.
So that's an implied easement. So if you had one owner and he owned it, he could put that sewer line in where he wants to, but later on he subdivides it, and then you have two owners, well, there's an implied easement across the original. I don't know if that's your situation or not, cause I hadn't even looked into
Yeah.
it. So I don't know if you, but that's between you and the owner, not city of Benton.
And I know that I did the research before we purchased to see if there was an easement. We couldn't
Well,
find
you
one.
won't find a written
Okay.
easement, but you may have an implied easement, or you may have an.
And that may be what the neighbor was saying. He would not give me a written easement.
Right,
Because his thought is, once we're both gone, if his kids get the land and want to subdivide it at that point,
I understand.
he didn't want
Yeah.
them to have any issues.
But there is such thing as an implied
Okay.
easement, that if it was a larger tract of land, you put your easement, in, you put your water line in your
Right.
property, which you can do, you
Sure.
don't need an easement to put a water line on your, or sewer line on your property, but then later on, you divide that off and convey it away, there's an implied easement. I don't even
Understand.
know, don't know, I
Well,
didn't research.
My biggest issue is the house was built on the premise that we would be going out the front. That we were abandoning the old one because didn't want to have to deal with any future issues. And so now it's poured slab, and I mean, we're 65% completed.
And it's gonna cost
And
the city quite a
It's
bit.
probably gonna be even more if I tried to go backwards to try and come around to connect to the old existing.
You have all your plumbing laid out.
Did,
Oh, it's already in concrete.
Yeah.
With the sewer stubbed out the front to go out the front, with
Right.
the tap, cause whoever came, I don't know who it was 2 years ago, and that was kinda what he was mentioning about taps, was it's $500. And he said, we make money on some, lose money on others. So, that was my thing was, well, then let's get it now,
Mhm.
so that we can get in, so that we're ready whenever the house is built.
Right.
And then, of course, there's other issues. We went out of the country for mission work and then come back, and the builder we had was not there, and it's taken 24 to find a builder, and they finally started.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like we were ready when we bought it, but we knew we were gonna try and do this. But that didn't happen,
Okay.
especially if you try to find a builder. Lately, we started. It's not that easy.
It's not.
So I'm just asking for
Right.
exception, a little mercy, something.
Sure.
This is a 600% increase in the budget that I hadn't planned on.
Right.
this, he paid for everything before this other come into effect, is that right?
He did.
Correct.
And he was guaranteed it would be done.
Basically, yes. Yes.
But we do have an ordinance that talks about extraordinary
Okay.
expenses. But I don't.
Was that
somebody-
was that in effect before he paid
He
for
paid
it?
his tap on, but it's in effect before we started doing the work, cause that was back in what was it,
23.
So 2 years later, you
Okay.
come in and, 2 years later, you wanna tap on and prices increase and I'm not arguing against
Oh,
him, I'm just telling you.
Right, okay.
Facts of
Well,
it.
I'm just the reason I'm asking.
Yeah, so, and it does give you a may, I mean, it doesn't say shall, wording is everything, shall and may, but still, city's gonna be out quite a bit. And I don't know who you talked to that told you.
So I'm
any
saying,
of that.
it just somebody from the city came up there in the truck and,
From what you told me, that kinda sounds, I mean, $500, that's why we changed it. 'Cause
Yes,
you-
and that's what he was saying.
We couldn't do
Yeah.
tap-on for $500.
So he said some of them might cost the city $100 and others
Right.
might be
And
a
that's,
couple of thousand.
and that's
so-
why we changed it,
Yeah.
is because of that scenario, it just cost, it was too.
We
they put us
discovered
tap in.
we were not covering our costs,
Yeah.
basically is what we were
Yeah.
doing.
You
So,
didn't have enough easy jobs. You covered
Right,
the
right.
few expensive jobs, yes.
Yes.
So,
Step on ER soon thereafter. It would be, this wouldn't have come up.
exactly.
correct.
Are we setting precedent here either way we go?
I think we're gonna have too many.
I don't think
Well,
you, yeah.
Well, that's what I was wondering, was there any other situations where
No,
someone had
I-
paid
no,
before
I
you
don't-
changed it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or was
that-
I the only one?
The only one I know of, 'cause that was 2 years.
And we were
ago.
never contacted to say, hey, the rates increased.
That was my question, to see if you
No,
paid that during.
no, this was a shock Friday or so ago, right before you were going on vacation. I came up and the lady said, well, let me call somebody, supervisor or something. And I said, okay, well, you can just call me and find out. And when she called me, it's just like, it's gonna be $1,500. And I'm like, wait a minute, I done paid. And she's like, okay, well, then it's gonna be $1,000, and then you gotta pay this additional $2,000. I'm like, that was ever discussed or talked about. So. I'm
It
just-
would be now, Joey,
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I think it was me.
It has all changed now, but yeah, when you paid yours, that's the way it was. It was $500 and the additional fees were not there. But when we took another look at it, we discovered that we were losing money doing that, so that. What are y'all's thoughts? You guys are the ones that can make a change in this. I cannot.
Well, it sounds like to me that he paid his money in good faith. Whenever, the date that he did that. Even though we're gonna lose money, and it seems like we should honor that, in my opinion.
I echo that.
I do too.
He said.
What he said. Ann, how do you feel about it?
I can see both sides of it.
Okay.
Because we don't know if there's somebody, two or three other people out there that even next year they're gonna come up and say the same thing. And if we have set a precedent, we're gonna have to honor it. Now, I mean, I think he did it in good faith too. I'm not questioning that. But if he'd gone ahead and built when he got his tap-on fee, we wouldn't be in this position. So I will go with the majority because I can see it both ways.
Sylvia, you weren't here for the biggest part of it, but he paid, 2 years, or in 2023, he paid his $5, you wish it was $5. You're on a refund, Joey. He paid his $500 sewer tap-on fee, which at the time, that's what it was. Since then, we discovered that we were actually losing money in the tap-on department's water and sewer. So we have raised that fee to $1,500. Plus, if it's an extraordinary situation, like we're gonna have to bore under the road for him. And then, we put fresh blacktop down on Lynn Nelson Road. So we're gonna have to cut that road and then pull a patch on it. So it's gonna be an additional, probably at least $2,000 for that. But when he paid his $500 fee, that's what the fee was at the time.
To cover that,
Mhm.
but now it's not.
No, it's not.
Can I back up just a little
Sure.
bit and ask a question?
Mhm.
In times like these, fooling with the taxis, I have seen them split the bill. We lose some, he loses some.
Mhm.
Is that a possibility? Possible fix?
It's y'all's call. It's the city council's call. So,
He was not notified of the increase. He should have been notified by
That's my
somebody.
point.
yeah.
That's the main point I'm
He had no
seeing.
idea.
Well,
that
have
he
you
was
gone
on
it.
back and
He's
checked all the
blindsided
tap-on
with this.
fees
It
that
is the
year?
amount of pay.
Well,
Yeah,
how
it's
would you
based-
know?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
But.
I don't get
There's not too many, but
Not too many other
All
people
there
there.
is.
Nobody
There would
does.
be no
That's
way,
exactly right.
no
But I
possibility.
understand, yes, it was an
so Sylvia, what are your thoughts on the situation?
It sounds like maybe a little bit of poor planning or just we didn't definitely look out side of the box whenever it was initially happening. I mean, it's unfortunate, I guess, for the city, but I don't know that they should have to suffer.
Okay. Kevin?
No, I think, you know, we had an agreement, he paid. It's, you know, maybe a little unusual for somebody to pay that much in advance, but yet it happened, and it happened right before we raised them. But he, you know, had an agreement, he paid in full what was, you know, he told he owed. I think, you know, unfortunately, I think city audit, we're just gonna have to eat the cost on this one.
Could I get someone to make a motion to that effect?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Leave it as is, Joey. We will proceed with it. Are you ready? You're ready for the towel? Okay. Yeah, we'll proceed with it and let them know tomorrow that you're ready for it and to get started as soon as they can. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot going on, so it may be a few days, week or so, but we'll get right on it as quick as we can. Okay? All right.
Well,
You're welcome.
see you.
Good to see you guys.
Well,
Okay, we'll move on to another issue with water usage. So I sent you all an email just to give you time to be able to ponder this and look at it. Harvest time, apparently someone has turned on a spigot and left it running for about a month. They used 560,000 gallons, 539,000 gallons in a month's time. But I asked Beth to give us an average of what they typically use. If you look on the second page, 7/15, I used 18,100 gallons, 6/18, 31,1, and 5/15, 39,000 gallons. So a 3-month average was 29,400 gallons. So you can see how much they used in a month's time. We don't know if it was tampering. We don't know what the situation was. There's no way to know. There's no way for them to know. I know that they have had some petty theft, some flowers and trees and plants and some of the push carts that they push their flowers in. So they have had some issues with that. It's hard because it's a big open area and you can't put everything up. So we don't know the situation. So you're looking at some figures on your sheets. And I'm gonna let Beth explain the adjustment to you just a little bit better than what I can.
Right, in your packet on the last sheet, it gives an excerpt from the ordinance. And basically, when someone has a water leak, we can take the prior 3 months' water usage and you get an average. And you take that average, you find the bill. So this top sheet is the worksheet that we use to figure those. So you take their average usage, get their average bill, and then their leak usage and what their leak bill will be. It hasn't been calculated yet because it's going to be for September bills. You take that average usage off of that high bill, and then you figure. So these water adjustments, the purpose of these is to take off sewer because it was a leak and it didn't run through the sewer. However, when it was set up, council did allow a small decrease in the water rate to allow for a little bit of a water discount. In their instance, this is a water only. It's a hydrant, so it doesn't have sewer. So we were only able, filling out this worksheet, how it is, it's still going to leave their bill at right under $2,000, and that's given them a 20% discount on their water rate. The bill amount, what will be billed when they're printed, is $2,658.58.
And we can adjust $664.11 off of that, which would still make it $1,994.47. Heart attack. Heart attack time. You all may do different if you want. You don't have to follow this ordinance strictly. We did do, how much was it that we had done one other time, Beth?
We've done $3 before, used an adjustment rate of $3, and then a few years ago, $2.25. $2.25 will not cover the water's usage. It cost us over $3 to treat water and all the things that go with it, so.
Have we also done it where we allow payments over a
Yes,
period of
yes,
time?
we can set up payment arrangements, yes.
I have one question though. I know you said it could possibly be a criminal act. Did the police department open a case on it or anything like for criminal mischief? Was a police report filed or anything?
I don't think they filed.
Okay. I said if it was actually a case, I mean, if there's actually a case filed on it, and we're investigating that, then that would lead me more towards the,
Right.
if that makes sense.
It does. And she was off with her father dying, and he did die last week. So her and her sister were both off from down there and taking care of her dad the last month of his life. And then, of course, the funeral and all that. But they don't have a clue, you know, and we've had people comment on Facebook that the city should have caught that. Well, there's no way to catch it. Are we gonna walk down there and look and see if water's running? Now, if you have radio read meters, which we lack about 1,000 getting finished putting in the radio read meters. If we had that, we'd be able to see the peaks and valleys on our computer, and we'd be able to call and say, hey, you're using a tremendous amount of water. So unfortunately, they do not have the new radio read meters down there.
And they don't have cameras or anything, right?
No.
I talked to the mother this morning of these girls that own it, and she said it was on the back greenhouse that was already closed up. There was no reason to go check it every day because it was supposed to be closed up,
Right.
cleared out.
Yeah, it was in the very back. So I've also had people say, well, how did them or another business not notice it? I think there's a ditch back there, and it probably ran straight into that ditch and down the Clarks River. So nobody really, it's a unique situation.
Beth, if they pay on this like monthly,
If they would.
if they pay like monthly, so the one of them, is there a set amount they gotta pay or just what they can do?
We usually figure it up, if it's depending on the bill amount. If we gave them a year, we divide that up. They have to pay their current bill plus additional.
Gotcha. It's nothing astronomical. It'll be a figure like
Yeah,
10% or so. of the
yeah,
bill.
yeah.
Okay.
And they're going into their low season now.
Oh, that's.
So, you know, they won't be using a tremendous amount of water from this month probably forward.
And that's
They
one that
need
we
some
got-
way to valve
we
that
got
back
the-
house off if they're shutting
I
it
think they're
down.
working on locks. They're working on putting locks on all their hydrants.
Lots of stuff. That definitely help you guys. I'd be like, yeah, that was a malicious act.
Rita, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say it, cause I can remember, this is the third one that I can remember that we've been asked to
Yes.
adjust since
Yes.
I've been, in 7 years, but, did you say one time we dropped the water rate to $3
And 1 to 225.
and 1 to 2.25? They were both private citizens, right? That's what I thought.
What will it cost to cover it?
$1,994.47 right now with the adjustment that Beth has done today.
Okay.
And what would it cost the city for the amount they use, that much?
Well,
It cost over $3 per
Yeah.
thousand.
Over $3 a
Yeah,
gallon.
yeah.
Do you all want to leave it at this adjustment? Do you want to go low? Do you?
I think if we've set a precedent, and I can't remember, I remember one particular case where the one private, citizen came in, I cannot remember who the other was, but, if we,
The service line out in pasture that they couldn't see the leak.
and the other was at the side of the house and it ran down the hill
And it
into
went underneath the ground.
Yeah.
And ran down into a creek.
into a creek down at the
Yeah.
bottom of the hill. I remember that one too. But they weren't this amount. They weren't this much.
I don't think either one
Yeah.
of them was that much.
And if we have set a precedent for about dropping it to 2.25, I'd be okay with doing that because this is an exorbitant amount and they're going into a very slow time of the year for them. And as large as this is, it's a good business here in town, and a lot of people use it. We use it, so I'd like to propose doing that. And I know they're getting donations. I had a private citizen give me a donation to take to them, so I know they are getting some donations. Hopefully, they can, make up some more of that gap and cover some of the additional costs through donations.
I
But
think that'll happen.
yeah, I feel like it will.
Yeah.
Our city's pretty good about
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I'd like to propose dropping the water rate to 225. I don't think we can set it, go lower than that, but we've done that before. I think we should do it in this case because it's a huge bill and it's terrible circumstances.
Anybody else have anything to add to that?
Just one question, does that include splitting it up where they can make payments too?
Yes, they
Okay.
can still do that if they need to, but I really think that the community will take care of this.
Well, we got a email asking us to make a donation.
You did? No, I didn't. I didn't ask you to make a donation.
No, you said it was from them, but you thought it was individually that they were asking. Maybe I misread it.
No, people- The one that gave me a donation to take to them, they had seen it on Facebook and heard about it.
Yeah.
I was at
It
the
was on
auction Friday
Facebook.
night and they announced it there, just letting everybody know. And one of the people there gave me money to give to them. So through Facebook and just through word of mouth, I think is how people
I
found
think,
it.
Ann, yours is on the exceptional school.
That's right.
You know,
Exception school.
To sell a whole sponsor for the exceptional center. That
Yes.
may be what you was thinking about.
Yes.
Maybe I haven't. Maybe that's what I did.
Okay,
Just, that's the reason that name's not
okay, okay.
fixed name.
That's what it was.
That's fine.
Right?
What-
Want to make a motion to that effect, Kevin?
Yeah, so maybe,
Okay, to
I'll
two
second.
twenty-five, second, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you all.
so what does that drop it to?
Yeah, what does that drop it to?
1146.60. Is that right, Beth?
It'd be, their bill should be a little over $1,300, cause they have to pay their average, what their average is,
Right,
plus the leak usage.
yeah. It changes the leak amount owed to 1146.60. Is that right? Okay.
All right, we'll move on, guys. CDBG grant, Marsh County Need Line Pay Request number 7. We're getting there. This project is almost completed, y'all. They're asking for $74,063. And as you all remember, this doesn't come out of city coffers. This is from their CDBG grant. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you much. Ordinance first reading of a zone change on Elm Street.
I'm gonna read the summary unless someone is requesting. And Guy Hinton is the sponsor of both of these ordinances. So the summary, this is the first reading, an ordinance amending the zoning map for the city of Benton to provide for a change in the zoning classification for 2 vacant lots on Elm Street. This ordinance is summarized as follows. The ordinance changes the zone for two vacant lots located on Elm Street in the city of Benton from an I-1 zone to an R3 zone. A complete copy of this ordinance is available for viewing at City Hall during regular business hours. And this is based on findings of fact and a recommendation from our Planning and Zoning Commission that took place earlier this month, August the 4th. And we had a public hearing. No one was there in opposition to the zone change. We had a meeting of Planning and Zoning. Planning and Zoning made this recommendation to you all.
What was the zone?
I-1, it's an industrial.
What was it?
It wasn't anything, it was a vacant
It
lot.
was a vacant lot.
It was a vacant lot. It's down there by Southern States, but co-op store.
Okay.
And that's the first reading
So
there.
it didn't any zoning at all?
I-1, industrial.
And that's what they're wanting to keep it at?
No, they want to put a house there. There's an R3.
Okay, that's
It's
what I was
right,
asking.
it's
Okay.
right next to, homes. It's kind of
Gotcha,
in the middle.
yeah.
And so it's they're wanting an R3 so they can build a house
Okay,
or houses. I assume it's 2 lots.
I think it is.
I think it's a house that they're wanting to build.
Okay. Any questions, you guys, on that? I've already asked them all, haven't I? Okay. First reading on zone change on the Old Simpsonia Road.
Similar situation. This was a public meeting August the 4th. After no one was there in opposition after the public meeting. The Planning and Zoning Board made a recommendation that we change, and then I've drafted up this ordinance. Guy is going to be sponsoring this ordinance as well. An ordinance amending the zoning map for the city of Benton to provide for a change in the zoning classification of a 7.25 acre lot located behind 346 Old Simpsonia Road. This ordinance is summarized as follows. The ordinance changes the zone for a 7.25 acre tract of land located directly behind the lot located on 346 Old Simpsonia Road in Benton, Kentucky from a C2 zone to an R3 zone. A complete copy of this ordinance is available for viewing at City Hall during regular business hours, and that would be the first reading, Mayor.
And that's property right beside the exceptional center, right next to it. Any questions? Move on. First reading on revenue and taxation. I've got that. So y'all, this is for the compensating rate. And Sylvia, I know you haven't dealt with this before, or you, Daryl, but our current compensating rates are 0.2230 for real property, 0.3500 for personal property. They are proposing a compensating rate of 0.220, and that's supposed to give us the same revenue as this past year. So this is for the coming year.
On the existing property.
On existing property, yes.
Okay.
We can go up to 0.229 without having any kind of public hearing. That's the most that we can go without a public hearing. You can go up to 0.238 with a public hearing, but that is the very most that you can go up to at all.
So we are reading these notes, I guess, that Beth had put in there. So the rate that we were at, revenue's in negative. Negative, what's this mean? Since revenue is negative, can you substitute rate?
Yeah, and
Or what does that mean?
And I don't know what that, how they get the substitute rate on the negative.
That is usually sent to us from Frankfurt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is all part of their worksheet, so I don't figure any of that. I plug in the numbers from Frankfurt up here, and if that figure right there is a negative, you are allowed to use the substitute rate, which is 0.229.
But as far as the city of Benton goes, we don't need to raise anything because ours is good. Where are we?
Ours
so
is,
negative? I don't understand.
if you go to the 0.220, that's what they recommend revenue that we currently have. It would be compensating.
Where you get your extra money each year is from your growth, your new houses but then you also have to take off your deletions. You have to take your additions and deletions.
Right.
And then that's where your compensating rate. And compensating just means you'll get the same amount of money on the same property that was there last year. But if you have a new house, that's gravy as far as taxation is concerned.
That back sheet has the definitions of what the.
Yeah, I was just reading. I read those whenever you emailed them over.
Yeah.
It's like-
And it's, to me, it's very complicated.
Yeah,
And
it's-
what they send us from
Right.
Frankfurt is not always explained in the way that it should be. And as you all know, numbers is not my thing. I just admit it right out front.
And you should have been in PVA's office. You do really good at that.
Yeah, for how many years?
42.5 years of it.
Yeah. She was there just a little while, Daryl.
Just a little while.
Yeah. So you all can, we don't have to vote on this today, that you all can do the 0.220 that is supposedly the compensating rate to keep us level with what we have right now, or you can go up to the 0.229 without a quick hearing.
You have to remember when you, in a year that you have a big deletion, you can't do that and stay even with the board.
Right, right, right.
Now, where's the personal property?
It's up here, number 2.
No, but what they're suggesting in the substitute rate,
Yeah,
is that,
on the
bottom-
second page is based on if y'all choose the substitute rate, that's what the personal property rate will be on page 2. The third page is if y'all choose the compensating tax rate, it'll be the 0.3503. So it's gonna just be based on what real property rate.
Okay.
you all
I got you.
go with.
And it would be 0.3646 if you went with the substitute rate.
Well, I have never been one for lowering the rates because all your expenses either stay the same or go up.
Yeah.
And you need to protect what the city owns at this point in time, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I would say take as much as you can each year legally.
So do they need to decide tonight on the rate though, so you can read the ordinance that
For the comp
pertains?
or the sub, we
Okay.
can do the first reading.
Okay,
We have to have these done by next month,
Okay.
two readings.
okay. So do you all want to go with the recommended compensating rate, or do you want to go with the 0.229 that we're allowed to go with?
I'd prefer to go with the recommended rate. I know we have gone with higher rates, I think the past 2 years. This year with, just kind of with the economic climate and everything, I think we would be able to still make ends meet and cover everything by going with the recommended. That's my personal opinion.
I know your opinion. Sylvia, what is your thoughts?
I feel like I'm, like where Kevin's at, like I feel comfortable staying with the recommended rate. Yeah, I just think it's,
If we are not going in the hole, I don't,
yeah, that's where I'm at, that's why I'm kind of like trying, I don't understand the negative there, and there's a lot of numbers on here that like I've already looked over it, but so I have more questions here, like as long as we're not, the city is not negative, which I've looked at the budget, I know that we aren't, I don't see.
And the recommended rate is, by definition, is supposed to provide us with the same amount of revenue.
As
So,
long as you don't lose businesses or,
Yes.
a tornado doesn't come through and sweep away a bunch of homes, God forbid.
right.
But,
Okay.
then you're okay.
And you have to understand that these are based on a base rate. We give a discount. So I'm gonna say 70% of your city pays the discount. So you're getting 2% less than you think, and this is a large city with a lot of homestead exemptions also, and so that's, $47,000 comes off, and that's $100 per, you've gotta take those things into consideration as well. You're not getting your tax assessment times 0.223. You've gotta take off 2%, cause I'd say 70% of your people pay before the discount.
And like she said, we do have a large rate of homestead.
And it's growing every day.
And growing every day. Yeah,
So
we're
that
all getting
means
older.
less money income to the city.
The cities that have the younger a larger population of the younger generation does better with the compensating rate.
Now that you explained that, that does make a lot more sense as far as making it elevated. But then again, we are doing good right now. So I'm not one for raising taxes if we don't have to.
And you can always change it next year.
Right.
And take the higher,
That's where I'm at.
Me too.
and take the higher end of it next year if we really see ourselves slipping backwards. Butcher, your thoughts, you're looking at me, buddy. Are your thoughts the same?
Yeah, I sort of absorbing that about the 2% discount, but
Right.
like you say, we can review it next year. And if we suffered too much, then we can adjust then.
Okay.
So I'd say leave it this,
So it looks like we
Compensated
need to read
rate.
the compensating rate for the .229 or .220. Oh gosh, do I have to read all this? Do I have to read all this? Do I not have a?
Do we need to make a motion? or-
You all know where we're coming from, so I'm gonna read the smaller one. This ordinance is summarized as an ordinance establishing the property tax rate for the 2024 fiscal year based on property assessments as of January 1st, 2025. The ordinance levied an ad valorem tax of 22 cents point 22 on each $100 value of real property, levied an ad valorem tax of 35.03 cents on each $100 value of personal property exclusive of motor vehicles, and levied an ad valorem tax of 24.00 cents .024 on each $100 value of motor vehicles. The ordinance addresses discounts and penalties for late payments. A complete copy of this ordinance is available for viewing at the City Hall during regular business hours. Any questions?
So that means we're not going to raise it at all, just so everybody's
We're
clear.
going with what the recommended compensating rate was from the state, yeah. Okay, so we'll read that second one at our next meeting, the second reading of it. Okay, I have a resolution for Delta Regional Authority. We're looking for a grant from DRA for upgrading our sewer system out around the Old Simpsonia Road. We have some potential development coming in out there, and I got a little bit worried about our sewer system being able to carry what it needs to carry from the development, plus giving us an opportunity for other development in that area. So, we're kind of in a rush. I worked a lot on our vacation, trying to get letters out and that type of thing from different legislature and Senate and Chris Freeland and Danny Carroll and all them. So, whereas the Delta Regional Authority, hereinafter DRA, was created by Congress by the Delta Regional Authority Act of 2000, as amended as a federal-state partnership, now comprised of 252 counties and parishes within the 8 states of Alabama, Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee, in order to remedy severe and chronic economic distress by stimulating economic development and fostering partnerships that will have a positive impact on the Delta region's economy. Whereas the City of Benton, acting by and through its City Council, proposes to apply for an award with DRA for the fiscal year 2025 Federal Award Program Cycle. Whereas DRA requires that a person be designated, appointed, and given the authority to perform certain duties in administration of said award for on behalf of the awardee. Whereas the City Council met in a regular session on August 18th, 2025, whereby the following council members were present, constituting a quorum, which would be the 6 of you. Whereas a motion was made by council member, we'll fill that in, seconded by, to designate and appoint Mayor Rita Dodson designate to perform all duties and administration of said award, which carried unanimously by voice vote and was recorded in the minutes. Whereas a motion was made and seconded that in the event of administrative change, the new city mayor shall continue to have such authority under this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that by the City of Benton as follows, that Mayor Rita Dodson be and is hereby designated and appointed to perform on behalf of the City of Benton, and has the authority to make those acts and assume any and all duties in dealing with the award with DRA for the fiscal year 2025 Federal Award Program Cycle. That Mayor Rita Dodson is hereby authorized to execute and submit any and all documents, included but not limited to applications, award closing documents, requests for funds, status reports to DRA for the fiscal year 2025 Federal Award Program Cycle. That the awardee agrees to provide additional funds in the amount of $0 to said award, which is the Delta Regional Authority, that in the event of an administrative change, the new city mayor shall continue to have such authority under this resolution. So I need a voice vote for each of you. Kevin Farley,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Ann Riley,
Yes.
Guy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
Butch.
Yes.
Okay. And I need a motion and a second to designate me to perform all the duties of this award, which is carrying out, getting the sewer system up already.
Second.
Okay? Okay, and I need a motion and a second that in the event that there is an administrative change, and there will be, when this is complete, that the next mayor will be able to carry out these duties.
So moved.
Okay?
Second.
So we'll jump on that and try to get that started, and that'll give us a lot of room for improvement on being able, further development out in that area. Right. Thank you all very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so y'all, there's a new face in here. Does everybody see a new face? Chris Young? Chris will be overseeing the gas department from here on out. Todd had, after the end of this month, Todd will officially be retired, but he's not working. He had enough vacation and sick days to be able to go ahead and take the entire month of August off.
Lucky.
And Chris is gonna do an excellent job. I have complete faith in him. I know he's gonna do well. Chris, is there anything on the gas department that you wanna report tonight?
We put in 12 new services, I think, since the last time Todd was here.
Okay.
Also, this is kind of our slow time of year for putting in new services, so it gives us time to do our annual housekeeping stuff. So we've done meter testing and cleared right of way and things like that.
Okay.
I talked to our gas broker the other day, and our storage is at 89% full, so he said that we're in great shape going into winter, so.
That's good. Yeah, cause it's coming.
It's,
What about Olive Road? How's that looking? Okay.
we're getting called out in Cora. A couple of easements we still need to get signed, but they're not hanging, just
Okay.
getting it done.
Just getting it done.
R&R gets freed up, they're gonna go out there and get started.
So they're gonna run y'all on the second half of Hauser Road, once you cross Waitsboro. Is that right? The second part of Hauser Road, and they'll go all the way to the end of it and turn right, and you'll catch that church. I can't think of the name of it. Banzora Baptist. Yeah, they have been wanting gas, so they'll be able to catch the gas
And I
there.
think we're actually gonna go all the way back past the Lane's property the other way too.
Perfect.
Five everything.
Okay.
So,
Because when Todd and I rode that last year, if you get to the end of Hauser and turn left, I can't remember the name of that road. What is that? He wanted to catch that road as
Yeah.
well. I can't think of the name of it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's like the loop.
I think you're right. I think it is Tom Lane. Yeah, a loop's always good. I like it when you loop them. Yeah, yeah, okay. Good, perfect. You always have more pressure that way. Right. Sure do. They can feed off each other that way when you tie in. Anything else? Any questions for Chris? We welcome you.
Welcome.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Okay. Harry, you want me to do the fire department or do you want to? Go right ahead. Okay.
Twisted his arm.
So they had one structure fire, 2 vehicle fires, 1 electrical fire, 1 grass brush fire, 4 accidents, 3 false alarms, 1 tree down blocking Walnut Street. That was a big one too. Ooh, that was a big tree. One possible natural gas leak. Was it a leak? Do you know?
It ended up
Oh, okay, gotcha. One child stuck in a shower? How did that happen?
shower, couldn't get the shower door open, and grandmother got scared, shower door was gonna fall in on her. She called us, we went to the door down.
Okay, gotcha. Y'all were her hero, I'm sure. 12 first responder calls, 2 special details, and 4 weekly truck inspections. Y'all been pretty busy, haven't you? Water plant changed out 185 meters to radio read. We're still getting there and climbing, y'all. Won't be long, we'll be finished. Maintenance department, they had 122 water or sewer locates, 1 sewer tap, 8 sewer jetting repairs or camera lines, 13 water leak repairs, 5 water taps, painted crosswalk at the school, mowed city properties and code violations, brush pickup, yard repairs from leaks, gravel with the soccer fields, and Colonial Drive culvert replacement. So we've been trying to add gravel with the soccer fields to make for more parking. That's a big issue down there is the parking. Fix that other than to keep putting gravel and making more, expanding it.
Can do.
So, I think that's pretty much it. Need a motion to.
You forgot the chief there, man. Chief.
Chief.
I think Tyler ought to do it.
Chameleon.
Yeah, I think he should do it.
Chief.
You notice he's been pretty quiet.
He was like, oh, I hope she gets his name.
For the month of July, 1,626 calls for service, worked 12 collisions, opened 20 cases, wrote 68 citation violations. Steady month, kids are all back to school, so we just want everybody to be conscious of the school buses and the kids walking through. Safe.
Absolutely.
Meant to ask, where are we at on the vandalism? I know, I seen the emails and things of the, caught them, nabbed them.
Tyler.
Good job, man. Good deal. That was a good job.
It's a fine job.
Awesome.
Seems like he's always the one that gets the vandalism and he always solves it.
Yes.
The whole month.
Vandalisms are so hard, you know, like, well, there's nothing we can do. So it was an outstanding job.
Thank you
Getting those
for
guys,
the
yeah.
cameras. Stephen, you've been on top of all that. I appreciate you staying on top of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, for a long time, we didn't have cameras anywhere except some of the major intersections,
Yeah.
and now we're scattered them all through the city. So, yeah, better.
He showed me those in his office. I couldn't get over it. That's pretty neat.
Really clear.
They
aren't
are, they're really good.
That one was not clear at the park. though.
Never
That
fails.
was
They should.
Yeah.
more grainy, yeah, because you don't have the light filter coming through.
Well,
Yeah.
It's not. Just that ambient lighting.
The
though,
process
yeah.
for this.
Yeah, you are, and you're
Yeah,
doing a good
good
job
job.
with it. Just the basketball court alone will have to be seal coated and restriped and all that. It was a lot of damage. Just, it could have been worse, I guess, but it was a lot of damage. Hopefully we'll get that resolved.
Yeah.
I had the administrator of Lakeway Nursing Home reach out to me a few weeks ago. They have to, the state requires them in the event that there is a natural disaster of some type, they have to have a place where they can take their patients temporarily. He asked if we could do some kind of agreement with the community building for them to be able, if some kind of natural, say the nursing home completely flooded or a tornado came through and tore part of it away or whatever, they would have to move the patients temporarily. They would provide everything, the beds, food, the nursing staff, everything. The city would not be out anything other than letting them use the building. So Rob has went back and forth with them, and Rob, is there anything in particular in this? I mean, I'll read it all to you,
If
but,
we can read it or summarize it, but
Okay.
it's just basically they can use the community building. It's a license that we can revoke if we need to revoke it upon 30 days notice. It's a 5-year agreement. We can recertify or renew it after 5 years. It's a non-exclusive agreement. As material inducement for Benton to enter to this, deliver this agreement, Lakeway represents and warrants to Benton that Lakeway will be responsible for the safety of its residents, employees, agents, and anyone gaining access to Benton's property, which is the community building. By and through Lakeway rights under this agreement, Lakeway accepts the property as is and whereas basis, and Benton shall not be responsible for its condition now or any time during the term of this agreement. Each party hereto acts as an independent contractor, and nothing contained herein or arising out of this agreement shall be construed to imply or to create a joint venture, partnership, agency, or other relationship, and no fiduciary relationship shall arise by reason of this agreement. Lakeway agrees to release and protect and defend and hold Benton harmless for any claims, suits, injuries, death, losses, liabilities, loss of or damage to property, expense, or damage of any kind that may result to be sustained by its residents, its employees, or by any other person or entity that arises out of the connection with this agreement. Lakeway agrees that it will act in a safe and lawful manner at all times and by all laws, statutes, and regulations. I'm kind of summarizing this as we go. Lakeway will be responsible, Lakeway will reimburse Benton for any utilities, supplies, or cost of repairs that may be used or caused as a result of this agreement. That's pretty much the gist of it. The rest of it's pretty much legal ease. I can read it all in its entirety. I'm guessing you don't want me to.
No.
But
Now, is that has that changed hands or in the process it's selling or it has sold?
I don't know. When I looked it up,
I
it
don't
was
either.
Bilco Ltd. doing business as Lakeway. So I don't know.
So you don't know will that change this agreement? Will we have to redo it possibly, or if it has
Not
changed?
necessarily, as long
Okay.
as they buy. If they buy the corporation,
Okay.
it goes along with the corporation.
Is,
And I doubt that it's one of those precautions that they have to take for state purposes. And I'd like to say that would probably never happen, but we all know that disasters and tornadoes and
Right.
floods and all that happen.
is there enough power up there to supply them, like with oxygen regulators and stuff of that nature? That's my question.
No clue.
If we go in there, they'll have enough powers to plug everything in that they need to
I don't
support
know. I
life.
think that would be their responsibility to
Right.
bring in
Let's say they
generators
get
if it
somebody there
wasn't.
and-
of course, we have a really large generator
Yeah,
that
it's
we
we're
take
generating
up
power,
there,
yeah.
but that doesn't mean there's enough plug-ins to do everything that they need.
Just curious if you had, I don't know how many's on a regulator, what requires power in each bed, I know there's
I
a
don't
lot.
either. Yeah,
So, not that I would say no to that, I'm just saying I
Right.
wanna to accommodate them if they come up there, that's all.
yeah, I don't know, that might be something we need to talk to Randy.
It could be something electric company could get for us in
Yeah.
a hurry.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'd be busy too if it's a tornado.
At least if they know that they're responsible for that, that now's the time to let them know.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what's your pleasure on this, y'all?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Goes with it.
So I need a motion and a second on that, please.
Make a motion.
All in favor? Anybody opposed?
Mayor, they've already signed, so all I need is your signature. Place for Beth.
Thanks for that. So y'all, there's something that else that I needed to talk to you about real quick. Okay, yep, Beth's telling me I'm always missing something. I need approval for the regular meeting minutes of July 21st, 2025.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I'm gonna move on to mayor council items real quick. I had a young man contact me over the again that has an occupational therapy. I've sent you all an email, just so you know, an occupational therapy business. He would like to rent the metal building that we bought here beside where the responder park will be. We still don't actually own the property. We have a contract, but we still don't actually own the property. But he would like to rent that monthly, and I just want you all to consider it. You can let me know what you want to do. When we bought it to use it as an event center. But we can do that, or we can rent it out for a year-to-year lease, or 2-year lease, or 3-year lease, if you all want to consider doing that. We can go in there and do some construction work and make some changes in it that I'd like to see done. And start renting it out as a event center.
If we could, we had talked about having restrooms available for, the new development area there. And if we could at least have that option to go in and do that while he, or before he rents, or while he's renting, so we can still have access to those restrooms, I think that would be good, because I think they would be needed, especially, if there's a large event.
Right. And he said that he would work with us if we decided to do that. He would work with us on that.
And we can give them a lease, or it's not gonna be a long term.
No, I don't think we need to do, I mean, I probably wouldn't do over 3-year lease for sure.
I'd rather see it a year at a time.
Yeah, so I was gonna say.
And we don't have to do that period.
right.
If you
What
want
did
to-
he ask for? What, did you say month to month?
No.
Oh, I thought you
No.
mentioned month to month there. I thought, okay. I thought maybe he was
He
building
would
something.
probably like to have a little bit longer
Yeah.
than a year, but he'd
Sure.
probably be okay with year to year.
I think at most probably 2 years starting out, because we're gonna have, I don't think we're gonna jump right into the event center thing, because we're gonna have this first responders park that we're trying to get all the things coordinated with that, and bands and food trucks, and I don't think we're gonna need that space for the bathrooms really only, but I'd hate to see that building just sitting there making no money. I don't know if $1,500 is a good price, might need to go up on that, but
That seemed like a bargain.
Yeah.
that's pretty cheap.
There's lots of offices in there.
It's pretty cheap. $1,500 is pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
Pretty cheap rent.
whatever you all want to do. I thought it was
So-
cheap.
Could we,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty cheap.
could we have a realtor, or someone look at that's got a little more expertise to give us an idea of what we should ask on rent for that?
We can.
I made a few calls this afternoon.
Okay.
There's no place that I can find that keeps records on square foot. You have to break it down to square foot basis.
Mhm.
And you're not, you're charging the same amount on a large building as you would a smaller building per square foot. And your location also is factored into that. And one I found today that was half a block off of the Court Square. It's being rented for storage for $100 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. But they're renting it to the art center, so I can't say anything about that either.
But it's just the basement.
It's just a basement,
It's just the basement.
and it's storage building only.
Yeah.
So I don't think $2,000 is too. I really don't.
Yeah, I would.
We don't own it just yet.
Yeah,
Right.
once we get there, once we're closer, then we can, I'm definitely open to the idea of renting it out for a fair price. And us still being able to use
Right. Is
the
he,
restrooms during event.
is he needing like the entire building or just where those office spaces were over there?
No, he does OT and PT.
Okay, so he
He
needs
needs.
He'll have like a
to
gym
have-
space, I bet.
the whole
he
thing
needs a whole
pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah,
But a steady income monthly would be better than a rental events.
I think.
right, yeah, if we're not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, we want to do something that will kind of benefit the city as a whole.
Yeah.
Event center would be great when we're ready for it. I just don't think we're gonna be ready for that just yet.
We don't want to.
I personally think we
But
need
yeah.
more than
Yeah.
1,500.
Okay.
Mm.
That's my opinion.
Do
Do
you all
what?
wanna set a
I
price?
think we need
or
more
do you
than
wanna
I
get
was,
a
I
little-
was, the one popped in mind just read was 2,500 at least, I would think. That's a lot, that's a lot of, that's a lot of
2,400
area.
square foot.
Yeah, it's a lot of area.
For a good building too.
Who did he say?
He said 2,500.
I did.
You, okay,
No, I was just thought, as a thought come into my mind.
I see what you're saying.
Since it seems a little low, I think 25 would be off the hip, seem a lot more accurate to me. As far
Do
as
you all
charging
want me
somebody.
to see if a realtor will go in and look at it?
He
and
was
see-
going to pay
Yes.
the utilities too.
Yeah, he would pay the utilities as well.
I think it'd be wise to get someone with a little more expertise to look at it, yeah.
Utilities have been running anywhere from 500 to 1,100.
That's got that heat pump on it, not gas, right? So that's gonna be
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we as a city are gonna wanna change it to gas.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot we wouldn't have to.
I would be opposed to somebody come looking at it just to see.
Yeah.
We're in a ballpark where we need to be, because I threw that number out there, but that's a swag.
I think some of those new apartments, over around Ash Street and all, I think they're about $1,000 a month.
They are.
That's a small apartment
Of
compared
course, it
to,
includes all their utilities, mowing the.
it does include
grass,
utilities.
everything. Yeah.
Little one bedrooms are 9 something. I know my
Yeah.
niece was living over there.
So if we could get somebody to look at it to give us we want to be fair, but we also don't want to give money away.
I'll get on that. So you are open to doing that though, if the price is right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer a year to year lease, maybe, in case, depending on what may come up down the road, but
Access to bathrooms
And
and
access
kitchens
to
for,
bathrooms.
yeah, for special events in that park when it's done.
But if you knew you had only a year, wouldn't you feel safer having 2 years? If you were the renter?
if I was a renter, if I'm the rentee, I don't know that I would.
Well, if you-
Perspective changes. When
We can specify in the lease that if he doesn't meet our qualifications or specifications,
right.
that he has 30 days to get out.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we've kind of got some balls in the air right now, and we don't know exactly what kind of time frame we're looking at on that.
I would not want to go in there and develop a business with a year lease.
Wouldn't do
I
it.
wouldn't do it. If there's too much involved, you've got checks with addresses on it and envelopes, and you've got clients coming to see you, and then all of a sudden year's up and we're like, get out.
Yeah.
We're gonna use
Just
it.
setting up's gonna take time,
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
So.
Advertising, with expenses.
Depends on what our future plans for it are gonna be. How far
Exactly.
away are they,
exactly.
you know?
I mean, I was gonna jump on it right away, but if we wanna sit on it and rent it out, that's good with me too.
I say a steady income, what is it, or
Word in the hand's worth two in a
and
bush.
bush, yeah.
When you say you're gonna jump on it right away, you mean like event stuff inside of there?
Yeah,
Have we had people contacting us asking for, looking for event?
No, because they don't
Venues.
know. They don't know that we bought that to use as an event center.
Well, of course, we don't own it yet, so,
No, we
and I don't
don't.
know what the timetable is on that, on closing and all. Maybe we, just kind of table, think about it, and we bring it back up next month. Give some
And I
time to,
mean, the next mayor that comes in can jump on it. If
Sure.
you all wanna put it on hold and rent it out and have some steady income coming in. Again, I would not sign a 1-year contract
Yeah.
as a business.
I mean, and I can
wouldn't do it.
see that, because he's gonna be moving equipment
But I
in.
think we can check and see where they go. I would not be against renting it out for 2 years. If we think we can get that money come in, the electric bill will amount to a lot in 2 years itself, that the city will be out.
But that would only include, would that include half of that parking lot that's in kind of that little,
Parking lot goes over
about
pretty
half?
close to the church, the brick church.
There's a line there, I remember when
Yeah,
we were over
there's,
there.
there's a good, yeah, but there's more parking lot really over there for the metal building than there is the brick.
Yeah.
Most of the brick parking's in the back.
So your thoughts of that building were to like rent it out, not host events, rent it out, other people rent it for
Oh, yeah. Other
wedding
people rent
venues
it. Oh,
or
yeah. Yes.
receptions, things
Yes.
like that.
Yes. But it needs some odd and ends done. I mean, and it's just strictly cosmetic, but it needs some odd and ends done to it before you would want to rent it out.
Yeah, can we,
But let me go through with getting a realtor to look at it first, and then we can come back next month.
yeah, we can be thinking
make a
about it.
decision.
Yeah.
How's that? Does that suit y'all?
Sounds
That
good.
sounds good, sounds
Okay.
fair, yeah.
Okay. So let's run through the council items, Kevin.
Harry, Harry didn't read his reports. I didn't get to ask him. Harry, you with us?
He's
Might wake
busy.
Harry up. Get off that
Is it
phone.
lunch?
Go ahead.
I know on the truck, that we recovered, you were looking for some part. Is it up and ready? Did you find the parts, some valves or something you're having trouble finding? The truck that was stolen.
The stolen truck, was it?
Generator,
Okay.
because they destroyed a, looks like we're gonna have to replace it.
Mm.
We also got a price on the seal of the transmission is leaking on. So I think you said you approve of everything but it's on the generator, I'm gonna get that.
Okay.
She get on that. It's back in service.
Good.
We've got it where we can use it. Just messed up a lot of little things.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as the truck and everything itself, it's still okay.
Okay. And then, Rita, you can refresh my memory. If we need to address this at another time, we can. You're talking about the soccer fields down between 14th and 408. Yeah, 408. Is there was there some additional potential for additional adjoining property over in that area, or was it just a potential, or was there an option there?
It's potential. There is a landowner that is adjacent. So if you're standing in the highway looking at the field, it's planted.
Yeah, east
Quite
of
often.
it. Yeah.
But I had talked with the landowner, it's probably been a couple of years ago, but never really got anything hammered out of buying an acre there
Yeah.
and turning it into parking.
Boy, that would be ideal if we could. I don't know if we could revisit that with the property owner to see if maybe something's changed.
I actually have a note in there on my computer. I just hadn't got to it yet.
Okay.
But to reach out to him and call him.
'Cause we go down there for soccer games, and I'm telling you,
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a madhouse trying to get parked. Okay.
It is. And I will revisit that and I'll
Okay.
let you know what he says.
All right. That's all I had.
He was just real iffy when I talked to him, so I never got anything fully hammered out on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sylvia?
Okay. Christmas lights, guys. After talking with Jason and Beth and just all the things, it's just not something that I feel like he's getting, the power's not there. Like, there's electricity there, there's not enough electricity there to run multiple things and it just be able to sustain, I guess, without blowing breakers and things like that. So, might be something that we revisit later if we end up wanting to, like, I don't know, maybe budget for the electricity to be ran out there, but it's a no-go right now.
Right.
So,
Yeah, Jason said he just didn't feel like there was enough there to be able
Yeah,
to do it,
like
which
he's-
is sad.
yeah.
I hate that.
yeah.
But we
Yeah.
might could run some underground electricity at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said, and it would be costly, and we'll have to get with him and just kind of figure out numbers, so maybe we can set it aside and maybe next year.
Okay.
Like, maybe we can shoot for it next year, I just need to get with him and kind of see.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah,
I'm
And I'm gonna
I'm
do
still gonna
that.
keep trying,
that made
so
me sad, Sylvia.
maybe next Christmas. Yeah, Jason Hoover's the Grinch this year because he
is
just
the
Wanna go
stole
get him.
my Christmas from me.
I'll get with him too and see, and maybe Ross at Benton Electric
Yeah.
System and see if he has any ideas on how we can
Yeah.
run some
Okay.
underground.
All right, cool.
That was an awesome idea, though, Sylvia.
Yeah,
It really-
I'm
really
I'm
was.
excited. Maybe we'll try it again next year. So,
Well, you're a good sport about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd probably be
Yeah.
stomping my foot.
well, I'm saying
It's like it's bad
it's
for-
fine. I wrap myself in my
Say it
Christmas blanket and cry about it, but we're fine.
Anything else?
Any update on first responders part? they gonna start building things? Do we know anything?
They're just,
And
they
that's
did
me
it,
being
they did a
curious.
topo survey. And we're gonna start building out from that. So, you know, they had to regroup and do things a little bit differently with the additional property there. So, yeah. We
Alright.
did talk about putting, where the wall looks so ragged beside the metal building, pouring a concrete wall, just building a form, pouring a concrete wall, and then doing silhouettes, just some really classy black silhouettes of our first responders on that wall. Yeah. That's all I know. And? That's
Believe
it?
it or not.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Do not,
got your problem solved
you
earlier.
got my son earlier.
Help.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Darryl?
I know we talked about this before, and I'm getting old and forgetful, but I know we talked about not being able to put a handrail in the pool here a while back. Remember that because of the way it's built. Was there any alternate plan at all to maybe put a handrail like for the ones that go in there and do?
Handrail.
You did? Okay,
I
I couldn't
did.
remember. Okay, my neighbor was jumping up and down at me the other day about it. I was like, I don't remember, but I'll
Well, there
ask.
was a big issue because we didn't know where the water service lines were
That was it,
running
okay.
through there.
Okay.
But there's ways to do that, and I told them to figure it out and put
Well, she'll be happy.
a handle in there.
The bunch will be happy.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Well, you know, when you're,
She'll
when
be
you're
happy with me,
older,
that's all
going
that
for water aerobics, it's hard to get down in the pool without
Yeah.
no help. I'd probably just fall in and be done.
I would. Well, oh, cool. I'll let them know that.
Okay.
And I was talking to Harry earlier about the fire truck status. I know the initial was to be done in August, but that's not gonna, obviously, we're not gonna make August.
Speaking of August, the tank, foam cell is taking a little bit longer to get in, so they're looking at, right around the should be any more.
Gotcha. Is there, and I know how we did things, and I'll keep going back to Paducah quite a bit, because that's where I was from, but I know up here, it's been a while since we had a new fire truck. Is there some type of, the fire department does, like a tradition, when you get a new fire truck, where the city commissioner and make them wash it, and they have to push it in the bay, so I don't know if they did that here. Wet down.
It's what they used to do. Horses.
Right. I think that'd be really
That's
neat.
something we can look at doing.
Like,
The history lesson.
Yeah, let us all know when you do
Yeah.
that.
that'd be a good deal. I think that'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honorary.
Can I ride on the fire truck?
What's truck? What'd you say? Can't say that on TV.
Harry, do you want to talk to him just a little bit about our ISO rating? I
Well,
haven't talked to the
we-
council about it at all.
With the and got results back, we went up from class 4 to class 5, which we've sent the paperwork in to, give us the opportunity to fix what they said, that we wouldn't do it at the time. So we'll remain a 4 for at least a year. But a lot of the things that they have came up with is just crazy. I mean, it's something that they want us to, each one of our firefighters, if we put a new fireman on right now, they want us to train him 50 hours in driver's training. Strictly driver's training. We took a shot on our ladder truck from, where we scored 4 points down to 1.1, because when we go to a structure fire, we were only taking the ladder truck and 2 engines, not 3. So, everyone in Marshall County, they did all of this, results went up.
Everybody.
And
Wow.
so I talked to Rita, we're gonna send another letter Wednesday on what we plan our fix. That's what we got to do, which they even cut central dispatch with everything brand new.
Mhm.
Line everything out there. We lost 3.3 points on central dispatch. So that was half of our loss. So what, and I talked to Kevin Spraggs on that, so he's looking into that. What they're expecting out of us, to the fire department throughout the county, we can't, you know, if you train strictly on driver's training, 50 hours, we can't train on, we're not gonna be training much of anything else.
Right.
This is the amount of training that we normally try and do, you know. So we're gonna double up our monthly training. And then, like I tried to explain to them, we train to what the Kentucky State Fire Commission requires us to now. You know, and that's what I make sure that all of our guys, you know, one of them is recertified every year. Now they're wanting us to, on addition of our record training, all the guys on the department now, they want 12 years. That's what you all have to do.
No, I never did.
Like I say, it's just, we were all caught, I was caught by surprise, you know, where we went from a 4 to a 5. Calvert City was so hard to do it, 4 to a 6.
Calvert's, did he do?
As well, didn't it, to a 5?
That's what I heard, Murray went to a 5, they get all of it, it's like they're just, going in, you know, loaded for bear. We do the same amount of training last year as we've done for the last 40 years. Ever since Butch was up there, we do the same kind.
Mhm.
We respond the same way with the same trucks we always have. Last time I saw inspection was 2018. We went from a to a 4. And I was really blown away that we went to the 5 because I thought, you know, we've got better equipment, more equipment on our trucks, more guys certified. Yeah.
See, a new inspector by chance?
Pardon?
New inspectors in charge or something?
This was her very first one.
Wow, go. All right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put it off as that, you know.
Say Helen.
I'll just put it off that maybe she thinks a little bit different than what they have. Right. Maybe that's what it is. I think we'll be okay. Like I say, I talked to Rita today and, we'll get our proposal in. I've got to send in to them what. We've got make any changes, so we've got plenty of time to take care of that. It's just a 50-hour driver's
50
training
hours,
for
okay.
anybody new coming in. You know, person on the fire department, they have to have 21 hours of required subjects from the state that even spray water.
Mhm.
You know, so what are you gonna do? Concentrate on that part of it, deal with their 50 hours of driver's training? If you gotta get something, I could care less if you drive a fire truck.
Right.
You know, we get the trucks there. So,
Right.
so we just have to see on that one.
So Terry, it's almost like they're confusing us with a full-time department.
That's exactly what I was
With the
thinking. That's what we
required
have.
training.
It's like Paducah Fire versus here.
Sure, they had, they were done like 3 years ago, is what he said. So I questioned him about the training to expect of new people. It's what they told every department here in Marshall County. Pretty much the same thing.
Crazy.
Mhm.
We'll get it fixed.
Yep. Say, I just,
Fortunately, a lot of homeowners insurance companies are going away from going by those fire ratings. They don't use ISO ratings anymore. So that'll help homeowners when they're, purchasing insurance, so.
what's that, I don't know, this is what say, but they could be using this ISO rating for a rate increase. Not look bad on insurance companies, fall back down small fire departments.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand where they come up with authority of telling us what we have to do. You're there to review what we did, see what our guidelines are. Now you're starting to tell us, well, you've got to do this, this. Or that.
Well, the state is.
The state is required. And that's what I'm trying to explain to them. We train our guys what the Kentucky State Fire Commission requires. They require 9 hours of driver's training. That's what I told them. And that's for a new firefighter over a 2-year period. We do a refresher every year. We do a 3-hour refresher. That's all that's ever been required. That's what I explained to them. And they said,
It's nuts.
It is nuts. Yes. Darrell, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, I had one question, though. Somebody's asking me what business is going in out there where, at the intersection where Pappy's used to
I
be?
get asked that every day, almost every day. He's
That's
just built a building. I don't think he has really decided what he's gonna do with it, or at least he hasn't said what he's going to do.
No, that's the one we rezoned, and I talked to him before he went to Alaska, and he has not planned what he's gonna do with it yet. He's just got the property, got it rezoned, and want to put a building on it.
Okay.
That's,
I don't have anything else.
All right, well, I need a motion to go into executive session per KRS 61.8101C, discussion of pending litigation.
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
All
We'll have to ask everybody to leave. Bye.
Joey, it's good to see you, man.
See ya.
See you, Joey.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hey, I want to talk to you about those easements sometime, during my party.
See you, Chief.